Oh, sweet Juliet.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. The color!
Have at me, coward!
Hi everyone, I'm Tom Smith with Director Friend Pictures LLC. We specialize in on-location video production, editing, and photography. Today we are on location at the ActorsNET of Bucks County in Morrisville to talk about their upcoming production of Shakespeare's classic, Romeo and Juliet.
Were he not Romeo called?
I'm joined today by the production's director, George Hartpence. How are you, George?
It's fine, thank you.
So, George, tell me, I know we all know the basic plot of Romeo and Juliet, star-crossed lovers, but what is it really all about?
Well, Romeo and Juliet, the most famous love story in the English language. Is that the one that you mean?
That's the one.
This night we shall behold him at our feast.
The story revolves around two ancient families in Renaissance Verona, locked in a blood feud for many, many years. The only child of each family happened to meet at a dance, and they fall desperately, madly in love. However, because of the tensions between their families, they know they can never be together. They decide to marry in secret.
Come! Come! We'll make short work.
And after that, all occasions do conspire against them, and we get into a downward spiral of unfortunate occurrences that ends with the suicide of the two young lovers.
Romeo!
What's a challenge that you guys faced producing this show?
This is a large Shakespeare production. It's not a three-person show. It has a very large cast, and coordinating schedules for the actors is a challenge. We're also finding enough actors who are familiar with Shakespeare or have a facility with Shakespeare that can communicate these beautiful, beautiful words effectively to an audience.
The moon shines watery beams. Her whip of cricket bone. The lash of film.
And we've been very lucky in being able to identify such actors so that they can present not only this story of star-crossed lovers, but help the audiences understand and feel the beauty in the language of Shakespeare.
Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball.
So why should people come see Romeo and Juliet?
Audiences should see our production, number one, because it is beautifully staged. It's in traditional Elizabethan and Renaissance costuming. So often today, people feel they have to do something different with Romeo and Juliet because it's been done so many times. In fact, it's done differently so many times that it's rare that we actually get to see a production of Romeo and Juliet as it was originally presented. So you will see that.
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a courteous, and a kind, and a handsome, and a warrant of virtuous.
You will also see some brilliant actors taking on some of the most beloved roles in the English language. And finally, it addresses issues that are both timely and timeless. At the core of this tragic story, two lovers take their own lives out of despair. They feel there's no one left to turn to. How often these days in the headlines do we see stories of people who, through despair, have taken their own lives or attempted to take their own lives? This is a cautionary tale.
I will immerse you with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine.
It shows how intolerance can lead to the destruction of what one holds most dear. And in this case of Romeo and Juliet, it's the intolerance and the partisan feuding between the families that leads to the deaths of the most beloved things that those families have, and that is their only children and heirs.
Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince, oh, cousin!
George, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom.
And thank you guys for watching. Come see Romeo and Juliet at the ActorsNET of Bucks County in Morrisville from July 13th through the 29th. Fridays and Saturdays at 8, Sundays at 2, with 2 special performances on August 3rd and 4th at 7 p.m. at Fonthill Castle in Doylestown.
Speed. Camera on slate. Roll B, scene B2, take 1. Mark. Action!
Love be rough with you, be rough with love. prick love.